Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara, and we're glad you're joining us today for another exciting episode of in-depth analysis and discussion on the latest news and current events. As we dive into today's top stories, we'll be exploring a fascinating development that has sparked debate and raised questions about national security, presidential privileges, and the intricacies of international gifts. Our first story takes us to the world of aviation and politics, where a unique gift has been offered to the President of the United States. The Qatari royal family has presented the President with a 12-year-old Boeing 747-8, valued at approximately $500 million. This generous offer has ignited a firestorm of controversy, with some hailing it as a thoughtful gesture and others expressing concerns about potential security risks and the implications of accepting such a valuable gift from a foreign entity. At the heart of this debate is the question of whether this aircraft can truly serve as a suitable replacement for the current Air Force One, even temporarily. The Qatari 747-8, while luxurious and well-appointed, lacks the advanced defense systems, redundant security features, and specialized equipment that are standard on the presidential fleet. Upgrading this aircraft to meet the rigorous standards of Air Force One would be a complex and costly endeavor, requiring significant modifications and installations. Proponents of accepting the gift argue that it could provide a temporary solution for presidential transportation needs, potentially saving taxpayer dollars in the short term. However, critics counter that the security risks and potential vulnerabilities associated with accepting a used aircraft from a foreign source outweigh any potential benefits. They also point out that the President's plans to transfer the aircraft to his Presidential Library Foundation after leaving office raise questions about the true nature of this gift and its intended purpose. As we examine this story, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and evaluate the facts without bias. We'll be exploring the intricacies of presidential protocol, the history of gifts from foreign leaders, and the technical specifications of the aircraft in question. Another good question. By doing so, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of this complex issue and its far-reaching implications. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're taking a closer look at two significant stories unfolding around the world. In our first segment, we discussed the recent developments in global politics. Now let's shift our attention to a pressing issue that has garnered international attention. We're examining the complex situation surrounding Myanmar's treatment of the Rohingya people and the recent Argentinian court order seeking an international arrest warrant for Aung San Suu Kyi, among others. The case alleges genocide against the Rohingya minority, which has been a long-standing concern for human rights organizations and the international community. To provide context, the Rohingya have faced decades of persecution in Myanmar, with the 2017 crisis being a particularly devastating example. The military's actions during that time have been widely condemned as grave human rights violations, with some experts and organizations characterizing them as genocide. Aung San Suu Kyi, once a globally renowned human rights advocate, has been criticized for her handling of the situation during her time as state counselor. While she acknowledged human rights violations, she stopped short of recognizing the events as genocide. This stance has led some to question her complicity in the matter. The Argentinian court's decision to seek an international arrest warrant is a significant development, but it's essential to note that the ruling and evidence used are not publicly available. Experts have raised questions about the accuracy of the claims made against Aung San Suu Kyi and others, highlighting the need for a nuanced understanding of the situation. As we continue to follow this story, it's crucial to approach it with empathy and a commitment to fairness. The complexities of this issue demand a thoughtful and balanced discussion, acknowledging the suffering of the Rohingya people, while also considering the various perspectives and facts involved. The international community will be watching closely as this situation unfolds, and we will provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the path forward will require careful consideration and a deep understanding of the intricate factors at play. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to take a closer look at the recent developments in the UK surrounding immigration policies. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has unveiled plans to cut immigration, sparking a heated debate across the country. According to reports, Starmer stated that the UK risks becoming an island of strangers without stricter controls on immigration. This phrase has been met with criticism from some Labour MPs, who accuse him of using divisive language. However, Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has come to the Prime Minister's defence, arguing that his speech was focused on highlighting the impact of rising migration and the importance of supporting integration. It's worth noting that some have drawn comparisons between Starmer's words and those of Enoch Powell in his notorious Rivers of Blood speech back in 1968. While Cooper has dismissed these comparisons, saying that the Prime Minister's speech was completely different, others, like former Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell, have expressed concerns about the potential for divisive language. The Conservative Party has also weighed in on the debate, with Shadow Justice Secretary Robert Jenrick echoing Starmer's comments and claiming that parts of the country already feel like an island of strangers. Meanwhile, Labour MP Nadia Whittome has argued that immigrants are being scapegoated for problems they didn't cause, and that the rhetoric surrounding this issue risks stirring up racial abuse. As we consider these different perspectives, it's essential to approach the topic with nuance and understanding. Immigration is a complex issue that affects many aspects of society, from the economy to community cohesion. While it's crucial to address concerns about migration, it's equally important to do so in a way that promotes inclusivity and respect for all individuals. The UK's immigration policies will undoubtedly continue to be a topic of discussion in the coming weeks and months. As we follow this story, let's remember to prioritize empathy, critical thinking, and fact-based information. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.